They're just bigger, man.
Yeah.
Like Gonzaga was like that. Gonzaga
right.
would step onto the platform to weigh in and he'd just be like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He's made out of stone.
Yeah.
You know, he's just heavier. Boom.
I love those elbows. You remember that he threw so over the top and through the defense on the ground when he was in the guard?
Right.
Yeah, well, it was sweet revenge when Mirko came back and smashed him with elbows from the top in their rematch.
What a
It was
rematch.
crazy
That's
also
crazy.
That fight, Mirko was saying that one of the things he doesn't like about the UFC versus Pride was that there's too much grappling and that there's too many elbows on the ground. But what won him the fight?
Yeah.
Grappling and elbows on the ground.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
He was worried that Gonzaga was just trying to take him down and that he wasn't going to stand with him, so he couldn't get his revenge from the head kick knockout.
But he got it.
Meanwhile, he takes Gonzaga down. He's on top, and he smashes him with elbows.
Yeah.
So it's so ironic.
It's unbelievable, man.
Where did you learn?
Yeah, I mean,
It's a learning game.
well, he realized that's and also when you got a guy who's that level striker like Mirko is throwing elbows from the guard, you see how much force he can generate.
Well, he's retired again after winning the Rising thing.
Beautiful
we'll see.
for him, man.
Yeah, good for him.
What a great win! Great way to go out on an epic career.
I
That
loved.
big
I mean,
guy, that
one of the
knee,
all-time
right to the
favorites,
solar
of course,
plexus.
the prank you pulled. But I mean, the fight with Fedor. Just he was one of for me, the guy right away when you were around him was like, holy shit, man.
I'll
this
never forget
is...
his stare down with Vanderlei for that first fight.
yeah.
man.
The first fight, someone finally outstared Vanderlei.
Yeah.
No, he was not afraid.
No,
Not
This
only
guy's
that,
freaking-
fucking straight up killer.
Oh, yeah.
Looking right into your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, ready to cut your heart out with a fucking butter knife. I mean, that was no joke, man.
That's why it was so easy to set him up, because Mirko didn't want to be interviewed by anybody. He wanted me to interview him, and nobody else could interview him. So he didn't
respect
the
the media.
stage
He never showed
for the whole
Remember, he
prank that
never
I
used to
pulled
go
on
to
him.
press conferences. He hated the media.
Yeah, he did the same
Why
thing.
did he hate the media?
It just because, there were. Remember the translation? I guess there was an interview, right? Remember there was an interview where I guess the Pride people
Translated
were
him wrong.
translating it wrong, and he came across. He's like, "F you guys." So I mean, he and Boss had a kinship, but I was very intimidated, my man, and you
funny.
got me good. But he. Wow, but it showed a personality too, because that was the time where it showed,
Plus,
he could
then
be playful.
he became your buddy
Oh,
now,
yeah, he
right?
became
Now
a
it was
friend
like,
after
Well,
hey,
most people
yeah.
don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but you guys played a prank on Moro.
Okay. Well, the prank was this. Mirko Krokop was facing Ron Waterman. Now, the way we set it up, like 2 days before the fight, we both interview a fighter. He interviews Waterman. I interview Krokop because he never wanted to do anything with Krokop. He was afraid of Krokop. Plus, Krokop said he wanted only to be interviewed by me.
Okay.
So I'm already, before this, I'm thinking, okay, I got to do something. So I went to Krokop and I said, listen, I'm going to interview Waterman. And then it's like, oh, no, it's all no moment. You're going to have to interview Mirko Krokop. Are you okay with that? He said, sure. So because he thought it was funny. So Waterman comes in. I start interviewing him. And sure enough, when he left, I look at Mauro. I go, oh, dude, I'm so sorry. And he goes, what? I said, I interviewed Waterman. So I said, well, you're going to have to interview Mirko. He goes, no, man, I don't want to interview Mirko. And Mirko never wanted to go to these interviews. He wanted to be interviewed on the day of the event in his dressing room.
Yeah, that's right.
So we go to the dressing room with him, and he starts, and Mirko is now all in on it. This moment,
there it is.
And he starts telling, hey, Ron Waterman, he said something about a funeral, and Mirko is thinking, he said, for a comeback, and he says, a funeral is when somebody passes away. And then Mirko goes, I know what a funeral is.
Yeah.
So it starts like that, and slowly but surely, and suddenly Mirko stops and he says, I didn't like the way you were commentating on my fight last time. And it wasn't him commentating, it was somebody else. So he goes, no, it wasn't me. No, it was you. And he looked at his corner, and the whole corner goes, yeah, no, it was you. And he's looking at me. Mauro looks at me like, a little help here, a little help, and I'm just looking away, I'm not saying anything. And then, I really didn't expect, no, but I really wasn't doing that. But can we go back to the question? So he said, but now Mirko started getting annoyed, and he doesn't want to ask questions anymore. He says, dude, this guy is angry. He doesn't like me. I don't want to scare. So he gets out, and we send him back. We said, no, you're going to have to ask him a few more questions. So he's, oh, no. He's going back, and he sits down again, and he starts going. And Mirko gets up and says, you know what? This is it. And he walks straight up to Mauro, and Mauro starts pissing his pants. Of course, he thinks, oh, this is over. And Mauro comes out. He says, no. Okay, I don't want to do it. No, you need one more question. We need one more question. He goes, no, I don't want to do it.
I'm pissed.
And
I'm
he's
not
walking
even,
away.
I'm like, F you guys now.
And I go, uh-oh. And Mirko came out of the dressing room, and he started walking straight
Right
up to
towards
Mauro,
me.
and Mauro, you see him shrinking, and he goes, "Dude, this is all just a joke." He says,
It was like
And they
Kaiser
started laughing.
Soze. Remember unusual special Miracle coming out. He's gonna fucking left kick my head off. My career's done. I'm finished. And then he was in on it. But yeah, you guys, it was terrifying.
Well, that was when he was the head of the anti-terrorist squad.
Thank you.
Oh.
Yes.
in Croatia.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
that's
No,
a guy
he's a
who's seen
badass,
some
man.
shit.
Yeah, no, he
Yeah.
he had some little notches on his rifle, I guess.
for sure.
On his knife. I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's,
One of those big Rambo knives.
There was
Yeah.
some real shit
No, you're
going
right.
on.
He never wanted to. He never came to the press conferences, showed up to fight, and got the hell out of Dodge.
Well, he was one of the first real high-level kickboxers to enter into Pride.
Right.
And once he learned how to sprawl, he started lighting people
Yeah,
up, like
yeah.
Vochamchin. Remember that? He
Oh.
knocked out Fedor's brother,
Yeah,
Alexander.
Vanderlei.
Ooh, Vanderlei, the one.
Vanderlei.
Vanderlei was
Remember
brutal.
the open weight Grand Prix,
Yeah.
man.
Oh,
Unbelievable
so scary.
what he did to
Vanderlei
Vanderlei.
was heavier than
Oh,
him back
yeah,
then.
yeah.
Vanderlei was 218. Krokop was 214.
What remember Vanderlei and Mark Hunt with Randy Couture?
Oh, yeah.